Today we're going to take a look at the Judge by Taurus. Now the Judge is a really interesting revolver, and it's been quite popular because it takes both the .45 long Colt and the .410 shotgun shell. Now this gun itself, when you look at it, it kind of almost looks ridiculous. Almost looks like something a cartoon character would carry. But it's really an interesting revolver in that you have the massive .45 long Colt as well as you have the very versatile .410 shotgun shell. Now, according to Taurus, the Judge got its name because they say that a lot of judges carry this particular revolver because in their view it is the ultimate personal defense weapon. Now, my opinion on this particular gun, and I have a few. One, I think this would be an awesome vehicle defense gun. I think it would be an awesome home defense gun. I think if you're looking for one gun to carry in your vehicle and have at home, you should definitely take a look at the Taurus Judge. Now they make a few different models of this, and the one I took a look at had the 3-inch barrel. It is a 5-round revolver. A couple of the features I really like on this gun is it has a fiber optic front sight. Really like the front sight on this gun. I also found it to be very accurate. Now it is a double action, single action revolver, and I have found that it is a very smooth double action. And the single action is has almost no take up at all. Just tap it and it fires, which really makes it an outstanding accurate revolver. A couple of the features I really like is one, it has an extended ejection rod, which really allows you to eject the spent casings quite easy. The other thing I really like is I really like the rubber grip that it has. It seems to just kind of mold to your hand, which I believe would fit almost any hand. As well as these rubber grips relieve a lot of the shock from these massive rounds. MSRP on this gun is $650 according to Taurus. I know you can get a little cheaper than that though. This particular revolver I borrowed from a good friend of mine, and this is his vehicle protection gun. This is the one he tends to carry in his vehicle. So he really, I think, has put it to good use. Now the motto on this, according to Taurus, is firepower when you need to lay down the law, and boy does it. Now as far as experience shooting it, I really enjoyed shooting it. I did not think it kicked as hard as I thought it was. I actually expected it to kind of hurt my hand, but it did not. It was really pleasant to shoot. Did not have a lot of muzzle flip on this. I think it's really great to get follow-up shots. And if you're just blasting away at double action, it's still pretty accurate in that case as well. So again, if you're looking for a vehicle or home defense weapon, I highly recommend you take a look at the Taurus Judge. I don't think you can go wrong with this gun. And again, if you're looking for just one gun that's going to protect you in your house or in your vehicle, you definitely can't go wrong with the Taurus Judge. Today we're taking a look at the Smith & Wesson Model 60 revolver in .38 Special. Smith & Wesson Model 60 is a .38 Special or .357 Magnum 5-shot revolver. It's a very small revolver coming in at 22 to 30 ounces depending on the caliber and the barrel lengths. Comes in currently in a 2.1 inch, 3 inch or 5 inch barrel. 2 inch has got fixed sights and the 3 and 5 inch are adjustable sights. Introduced in 1965 as the very first stainless steel mass-produced handgun ever made. It was a very popular handgun after its production. More so, oftentimes you had to wait 6 months up to a year to get your gun because they were so incredibly popular Smith & Wesson couldn't keep up. Been 19 changes or generations over the years, starting with the 60 model, and then continuing with the 60-1 all the way to 2005 with the 60-18. Now the original Model 60 with no dash model had a 1.875 inch barrel. The model I got to fire was a 60 no dash. I did a lot of research to try to figure out when it was made because it has an R serial number with only 5 digits. So the best I can tell is the R serial number started in 1969. When they started producing these in 1965, they just had a regular serial number. After the Gun Control Act of 1968 required letters in the serial number, it was in 1969 that they put the first R in that series. Being that there's only 5 digits, most that I've seen online have 6. Being that it's a 5-digit serial number, my best guess is that it was produced between 1969 and 1971. It's an awesome little revolver. I really love the action on this. It's a little stiff, but it's very smooth. The single action's incredible. Really like this revolver. If you're looking for a good 38, man, you can't beat with this historical Model 60. Found this Model 60 to be incredibly accurate, really simple to carry, very comfortable to carry as well. Of course, the 38 special round's an awesome defensive round as well. I believe that one of the biggest concerns that a lot of people have when it comes to conceal and carry is concealability. Obviously, being able to conceal a weapon is much more difficult than one might think unless you've had a little practice, and even with that, you realize how difficult that really is. There's one particular firearm that really grabbed my attention even as a new gun owner many years ago, and that's the North American Arms 22. Primarily because it is so ridiculously tiny, and being able to fire a 22 Magnum is really nothing to shake a stick at. So what we want to take a look at today, we're going to take a look at the North American Arms Mini Revolver. Now we're going to start off by saying that it didn't begin with the North American Arms. Originally designed in 1972 by Freedom Arms in Freedom, Wyoming, and it wasn't until 1990 that Freedom Arms sold this design to North American Arms, traditionally firing the 22 LR or the 22 Win Mag. North American Arms designed this even further with a safety notch. The way this is set up, it is a 5-round revolver. My first North American Arms revolver came with 2 different cylinders so I could fire a 22 LR or a Magnum. What they've done in the cylinder is they put a little tiny notch in it to where you can essentially leave it without the hammer line on a bullet, but in between 2 rounds, so if you hit it or strike it or drop it, there's no chance of an accidental misfire. It's a great safety feature as well. I feel incredibly safe carrying this little revolver around. Now I found this little tiny holster for it at a gun show. Love this little holster. It's perfect for carrying this. They also sell these that fold out from a little clip that clips onto your pants, as well as they sell belt buckle holsters. Really, the sky's the limit when it comes to this little tiny revolver. The North American Arms is designed to fire a 22 short, 22 LR, or 22 Win Mag. Now 22 Magnum ranges in 30 to 50 grains and can travel, depending on the barrel, up to 2,000 feet per second. I'm sure you're not going to get that out of this little revolver, but still, you're looking at about 340 foot-pounds of energy. 22 LR, giving you off about 40 grains, will travel about 1,000 to 1,600 feet per second, giving you to 100 to 120 foot-pounds of energy. Now, what I'd like to say about this revolver, number one, it's incredibly crafted. Never had a misfire, any sort of problem with this revolver at all. I even bought my daughter one that she carries on a fairly regular basis because it's just so darn concealable. Now, I love this revolver for several reasons. Number one, reliability, but number two, it's pretty accurate as well for being as tiny as it is. Not a big fan of the sights, but you do get used to it. They sell so many different models of this revolver as well. Some that have better sights than others, but the one that I like the most, just kind of your standard base model with the little basic little iron sight in the front and kind of no iron sights in the back at all other than a little tiny notch. There are more people throughout the world that use a 22 LR than one might think. It is heavily used round for self-defense, and CCW in a 22 is really, in my opinion, not a problem at all, especially a 22 Magnum. So if you're looking for that perfect tiny little concealed carry gun, I don't think you can get smaller, and I definitely know you can't get better than the North American Arms Mini Revolver. Again, outstanding little revolver, highly recommend it. Even bought one for my daughter that she carries. That's how much I trust this little revolver. If you like this video, click like and subscribe. You can now find us at godfamilyandguns.org on Facebook, and all those links are below. Feel called to support this channel through Patreon, that link is also below. But the most important part of this channel, we take prayer requests, so never hesitate to send that stuff in. Thank you for watching this episode of God, Family, and Guns, and as always, love God, love your family, and love guns.